I finally made it to Mythic yesterday with Esper Legends, obviously, and I entered at rank 422, and then I decided to give Mono Red a chance to prove itself in best of 3, because I know some people have been talking the deck up. I didn't think it was that good, but I finally tried it out, and I gotta say, I was wrong. The deck is actually really good. I think people are just a little bit too greedy in their deck building, and that gives Mono Red a chance to attack that weakness, and it attacks it really well, especially on the play, obviously. So we're rank 130 right now. I went 8-2 with Mono Red from 422 to 109. This is just natural decay up to 130. And yeah, here, let's jump into this list, which was the first version of it. And the list that is going to be shown in today's matches, which is just like a basic list. It was a very fundamental, like, just build whatever I thought would be good. And yeah, I'm not, this is obviously like pretty suboptimal, I think, in a few ways, but a few key elements are there, and that's pretty much all that matters in Mono Red. As long as the core is strong, the deck functions. Now there's of course a little bit of, special cards you can like swap out for one another, and that can make the deck stronger or weaker depending on the matchup. But all in all, as long as you have the core cards, it's really good. And those core cards are going to be the 16 one, so, well, 4 different 1-drops. These are core: the Kumano, the Swift Spear, the Chick, the Play with Fire. That's core. Bloodthirsty Adversary, Felden, and Lightning Strike, core. I would say Squee, at least 2 copies. I would say that's core to the deck. And at this point, I'm 100% sold on Raiju. This card is incredible. It is the best top curve that you can have in Mono Red, and I would consider this card to be core now in the Mono Red list for best of 3. It seems like without this card, I don't think the deck would perform as well if you had like a the 3 mana enchantment. I think it would be a little bit too clunky, and this really adds a lot of power from having a 4-drop with haste that also does some form of direct damage thanks to the effect of, however many +1/+1 counters there are on your other creatures. It will deal that damage to your opponent's face, and when it attacks, it puts a +1/+1 counter on something. So a really strong card. And combine that with a fantastic curve out and some burn, and you've got a really strong deck. I'm choosing to play 24 lands. In fact, I would say you might want to consider 25. Again, the goal with Raiju in the deck is to make sure that you hit it on turn 4. Because otherwise, it's still going to be good, but your best curve out and your highest win percentage is going to come from curving out Raiju with whatever else you can manage to dish out early game. That will pretty much secure your win on the play, at least. On the draw, it's a little bit trickier, but still, you have a better chance of winning if you hit Raiju on 4 than not. So all these 22 land decks, I feel like, are too greedy, especially because they are also playing 3 Foundry, and that means they have less red sources than me. Also, if you're surprised about this Murex, a lot of people were surprised that I put this in the deck. And on the more recent list, I'm up to 2. You can check that out on my Untapped profile. I'm just going to link this list, but if you want to check out the other list that I made with the second Murex finally in the deck, because Murex really adds a lot of flexibility to your mid game. This deck really struggles from flooding and not drawing any spells, so like every other deck, right? And Murex gives you that opportunity to make a 1/1, create some more board presence, and it has extremely good synergy with the Phoenix Chick, allowing you to potentially get it back from the graveyard after a few Murex activations in the mid game. And it's especially crucial post board when you have cards like Elder Dragon War that will allow you to stabilize and potentially have a 4/4 blocker, board stalling your opponent potentially, and that means you have more time to generate some tokens with Murex. Also, this card is just fantastic in the mana base. One of the main weaknesses of Foundry is if you find yourself with 2 lands and you can't do 1-drop, 1-drop, 1-drop. And that has been a problem for me a little bit, but it's not a huge deal because usually you have a 2-drop or something to compensate. But sometimes it can kind of fumble your curve a little bit, and Murex doesn't have that problem. If you play Mountain into Murex, you can do 1-drop, 1-drop, 1-drop because it can tap for red, and then the next turn it'll tap for colorless, but at that point you shouldn't have any more 1-mana cards in your hand, and you might have like, a 3-drop or a 2-drop. You don't really need that extra colored mana later down the line. So that's about it for this. I guess I can talk about Siobhan Devastator, which was originally a 4th Squee. and I went back up to 2. So I had 1 in the list at first, and we went up to 2 because of potential, mid-game flooding and Squee not having evasion. So especially on the draw, it's more powerful to have a flyer that can actually deal its damage guaranteed rather than a 2/2 that will either trade or, well, you want it to trade, so that's fine, but either it won't be able to attack through because there's a good blocker like a 3/3, which is kind of problematic because most of the 3 drops from your opponent's side are going to be 3/3s at least, or can have 3 toughness most of the time. And that's a little bit tricky when you have a Squee and your opponent has 3 toughness. You don't necessarily want to attack, so most likely won't be attacking. But if you have Devastator, you can attack for 2, and that is what it is, right? So it's a really good card. Also, extreme synergy with Raiju since this comes in with +1/+1 counters. That means that Raiju automatically has 1 guaranteed damage if both are on the battlefield and attacking. You can give a +1/+1 counter to something else, and that will add some damage to the Raiju's proc. In the sideboard, I've got 3 Strangles. I feel like Strangle's a really good card in this deck. It's cheap, and that's all you want. In Mono Red, mana efficiency is really key, especially with Swift Spear. That is a really good card for Soldiers, Mirror Match, and Rafine as well, the Legends matchup. Obliterating Bolt is really, really good. I think this card is fantastic. And Exile is really key in certain matchups, so that's a really nice card to have for 2 mana. Allows you to deal with Rafine, allows you to deal with Denick as an Exile, allows you to deal with Owl, allows you to deal with Adeline, a lot of stuff for 2 mana that's really efficient. Furnace Punisher, a card that at first I didn't think would be good. Because when I look at the card, I was thinking it would be useful against control decks, but that's actually not the right thinking. I wasn't really thinking right that this is actually just used for creature mirrors. That didn't really occur to me at first, and once I understood that, I started to see how strong this card actually is. Because in creature mirrors, you're not taking the damage, and in a deck like Rafine, the Esper Legends deck, they're taking 2 damage guaranteed. And this is a 3/3 with Menace against a creature deck that doesn't have much removal, or they might have a few cut downs, but this doesn't get cut down. And Menace is a very, very powerful keyword in this deck. When you're swinging with your entire board, it's almost impossible to block, and it will generate a ton of damage directly to your opponent's face as well, thanks to the at the beginning of their upkeep, if they deals 2 damage to that player, unless they control 2 or more basics, and they definitely do not control 2 or more basics. So in the Esper Legends matchup, this has been fantastic. Rebel Salvo is really necessary, I think, but also I've been like flip-flopping between 3 Obliterating Bolts and 3 Salvo, or 4 Salvo, 2 Bolts. I'm still undecided. I think getting rid of Shield Red is obviously way too important. Some matches you'll find yourself against Shield Red and you'll wish you had the 4th Salvo, because every single draw that is not Salvo, you're just losing the game. Shield Red, especially on the play, is almost impossible to manage. If it's unanswered, there's just no racing it. They can attack, you can attack, but they're gaining life. Like it's just degenerate. It gets really out of control fast, so you have to kill it like immediately. Otherwise, you're losing so much value. You're losing so much life or racing potential, because Shield Red naturally deals damage to you while it heals them. So it's a tough one. Elder Dragon War, I love. It is probably my favorite card in the sideboard. My second favorite would be Punisher, obviously. So the 2 like permanents, I absolutely love. I feel like Elder Dragon War could even be a 3 of, and I would be totally fine with this. It gives you a sweeper when you need it, which is fantastic. So it's flexible because you can get the 4/4 thanks to the read ahead, allowing you to choose which chapter you want to begin with. It allows you to potentially make the 4/4 if you're ahead. If you're behind, you do the sweeper. It also deals damage directly to your opponent's face. That's very relevant. And the discard and redraw is really, really nice as well. This card does just about everything you could possibly want in Mono Red, and it is truly fantastic to have access to a 4/4 flyer with evasion, a potential sweeper, and some card filtering for 4 mana. That is a good bargain, and that is really, really good in this deck. Really good against mono whites, really good against soldiers, really good in the mirror. It is fantastic. I absolutely love this card in this deck. But that is going to do it. I don't really have much else to talk about. This deck is like, I don't know, I probably went too deep into Mono Red, there's not like that much to talk about, but you know, at least I've laid it all out there. I think the deck is good. I think it's a fantastic choice for ranking up quickly because it will beat out all the random tier 3 decks. That's really good to have a deck that's so proactive that doesn't really care what your opponent's doing, other than if they're casting Shield Red and you can't destroy it. But yeah, that's about it. Enjoy the matches. All right. Okay, wow. What? Okay, that's better. So I guess this goes bottom. Or no, this goes bottom. That way I can do, on turn 3, I can do 2/2s. We are in the play with Kumano. That's kind of interesting. Oh, slow step poison, huh? Okay. Get that out of the way. Good damage. Fortunate Foundry. This is where I want 24 lands for sure. Yeah. Kind of annoying. Alright, at this point just mana efficient. I just try to be mana efficient, I guess. They can't afford not to block. I don't know why they thought they could do that. Unless they have a bunch of protection spells. The gain life one specifically. I can't really play around it, can I? Oh yeah, I should have played with fighter upkeep, my bad. Okay, well, I did not play that correctly. I should have definitely played it upkeep. I don't know if you're ever supposed to cut sweeper or swift spear, I mean, but I think I'll try. Actually, I think I'd rather have. This is so close because Bolt is really good, but also 2 mana. But let's try it. Yeah, I don't know. Swift spear on the draw, it's probably fine, but I feel like I wanted more removal. So tough to mulligan this. I feel like I have to keep it. Double removal spell. And especially removal spell on 1, pretty important. Yeah, it might never draw a land again, or it'll be a foundry. There's another land. Okay, no. Okay, that's unfortunate, but I just need anything to play there. Still, like, kind of okay. I have double foundry to work with on turn 5. Ooh, that could have been terrible, but pretty scary. They get the Seed Corium. Ooh, double attack. That means they have a creature, right? Otherwise they would not do that. Wait, what? Why would they want to do that? Okay, there we go. The flood kind of paid off too. I'm getting an extra counter from this too. Interesting. Do I attempt to remove? Or to just slam face here? I feel like they would have held this back if they had protection, so I'm gonna nuke it. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense for them to... Yeah, like the Mono Red is... It deceivingly uses mana really well. Like you have the Foundries, you've got the Adversaries, we've got a Murex as well. We've got the Squeeze that can come out the graveyard. And the importance of hitting the Raiju on turn 4 is so key. Ooh, no, rank 6, huh? Okay. I'm on the plate? No. Of course. The plot armor. The actual plot armor at rank 6. Okay, Legends I think is a decent matchup, but play draw affects this matchup too much, I think. For this to truly be a good matchup for me. Wouldn't the Forge be better than Visions for control? I think artifacts are too easy to deal with compared to everything else, but I could be wrong. Who knows? So sending this in here is interesting because it does dodge Thalia blocking, and it would net me a decent amount of damage leading into Belden. Yeah, I kind of have to send. I'm on the draw. I don't really have a choice. That's the problem. The choice is no longer available to hold the Squee back. Yeah, but you would play Visions against Grixis too, so it's not only for control. Forge would be better against control, but Visions is a better card against all the black decks. Why am I not surprised to see rank 6 Esper Legends? Why am I not surprised? So this matchup is like kind of okay as long as they never find Shieldred. Oh yes, it's this version. Oh, this version is super bad against Mono Red in my opinion. It is a little bit embarrassing. And there we go. We have the Raiju to really start popping off here. Wait, what? Oh, they have bounce. Okay. Well, good thing I didn't attack. I feel like they could have let me... No, they can't let me attack. That's unfortunate. Ah. Delara, so good. But taking damage, though. Mono Red, I knew this matchup was like not that favored for Legends, and especially not a deck with an unblockable, a can't block creature. Now we've got Punisher, which is really strong. I know from facing it that this is a nightmare. Yeah, it's time to punish. It is time to punish. I think play with fire. I don't know. Like part of me just doesn't want to play it. I just play Strangle instead. It's less direct damage, but the efficiency of a Strangle on a card like Gix or Denic, the value there is not negligible, I think. Although Lightning Strike could probably just be... Well, Lightning Strike probably has to be salvo. Does that mean I just don't run burn? Probably. Or I just cut... Some stuff has to move around here. I don't know what, though. Like, how am I supposed to play this? I don't know. I don't play Mono Red. I need, like, a sideboard guide for Mono Red. This looks okay to me. Like, I'm fine with running this. Zero burn spells, but just good controlling elements and creatures. That or Feldon has to go. Or a few Swift Spear. Maybe one Swift Spear for like... What about Visions in this matchup? Can I go the long? Can I go the distance? Probably not. Maybe just play one more 1 mana spell. Or two. Just deal with Dahlia. Yeah, I kind of like Feldon just getting out of this deck here and just running it like this. Very controlling. I don't know. It might work. It might not. Who knows? I Feldon's still like a really good creature. It's not like you're blocking in mono red, so it's still a 2/2. Ooh, this is not bad. I like the look of this hand. Like I'm getting good vibes that the sideboarding kind of works here. Oh, that's so unfortunate. They had tap land, and I boarded super controlling, so now we have to actually fight for the board. If I had remained on the ultra aggro game plan, it would have worked, but it's unlikely to gamble on your opponent like not playing on the play basically. Ugh. Yeah, this matchup is... Well, I have 3 salvo, but maybe I need a 4th one, to be honest. This card is just so disgusting on the play against mono red. Okay, their attack is interesting, though. I might be able to catch them here, eventually. Probably not, but we'll see. That was so rough. Oh, that screws me so hard. Oh, there's not too much I can do here other than slam. And hopefully find some form of interaction next turn for Thalia, and then I can try to slam the Raiju again. So our only real game plan is either draw Salvo or draw anything that kills Thalia. Double attack. Okay, now it needs to be Strangle. And even then, I think I'm still dead. Or... Pick 2... So brutal. Okay, now it's over. Salvo, maybe? Oh, and I hit it too. That's so tragic. It's actually like kind of close. I guess we're still technically alive, so maybe I play for it. But then they can just hold up. No, it's over. I have no out. All they have to do is not attack, or no, they can attack and then they hold up the Plaza and stun. But I guess I can let them go through the motions. Maybe. I think I need more. I need more access to Shield Red. It's just such a disgusting card. Now that I'm actually on this side of the... Now that I'm on this side of the playing field, makes me cringe that the card is just so busted. One of the main reasons I think Mono Red is not super good. It is pretty cringe to lose the game to a 4-drop by itself. This looks fine to me. Yeah. splashing Go for the Throat for Mono Red. For Shelly and Mono Red. That's interesting. I'm on the play though, game 3. Ugh. This is one of those hands where you look at it and you realize that if I hit hands like these, the deck feels terrible. Eh. I don't have a choice. I have to go 1, 2, draw 3. Cough. Turn 5 is too late. It's better to run more salvo. Koth is not very good. That's fine. At least I have to play into the Raiju. Okay, that's fine. Ooh, that's really fine next turn. Raiju, do your job. Do your job, Raiju. Attack. Got Foundry attack too. Wandering Imp would be annoying, but I think it's still lethal through Wandering Imp. Ah. Okay. That's bad because, yeah, I don't know. Not much I can do about it though. Oh. Stick. Wait, were they dead? They were at 5, right? They weren't dead, yeah. Just gave it to me. I mean, I still had a very big chance to win that game because I have Rebel Salvo next turn, but we're pretty close. I don't really have burn. Oh no, I did have burn. I had the 3 menace creatures. A play draw difference is astronomical for Mono Red. The deck does not function on the draw very well, but you can still win. That's the thing. It's not a deck that is like doomed on the draw just because, you know, like in game 1, if they don't draw enough blockers, sometimes you can sneak in enough damage early. Just concede on the draw. No. You can still win. Maybe, you know, maybe I'm approaching this wrong. Maybe what we're supposed to do on the draw is not go for a more controlling build, but just go for the same thing, but if not even more aggressive, which I don't think is possible. That's just the main deck. Maybe just run the main deck on the draw to have the highest chance possible to snowball your opponent out of the game instead of trying to like, I remove this. Like, if you see a Denic on turn 2, just concede. But if they don't have a Denic, your early game aggression could transfer over to a potential blowout on game 2. And that's probably the best way to do it because your odds are so low anyways to win game 2. Hey, 24 lands, baby. Let's go. Am I seeing this change in the current best of 3 meta? I think this deck is okay in the current best of 3 meta. Alright, we're on the play, but I need land. Okay, this is one of my main arguments for potentially running 25 is that if you don't curve out, it feels like you're playing at such a disadvantage. Oh, okay. One more? I feel like one more Foundry wouldn't hurt the deck that much. Like, you play the full set and play 25. Foundry's such a good card in this deck. Oh, they don't have... One of the main weaknesses of Mono White sometimes is that their lay early game doesn't scale if they accidentally hit a roadside, right? So then if you're curving out on the play, their lay is just not able to keep up. Oh my goodness. Hey, maybe 24 lands is enough. I don't know. Probably should have put it on here, but it's like irrelevant at this point. The brutality of Mono Red on the play. The complete domination. That no other deck can do this. That's the beauty. The 25 you miss burn more often, trust me. A 25 is probably fine in this deck, to be fair. Like, imagine I don't hit Raiju there. Like, the difference in power is just quite insane. Okay, Mono White. I don't have that much against Mono White, but just gotta run it back, right? Obliterating bolts, maybe? Yeah, I just gotta go fast against Mono White. There's not that much. It's not rocket science. Just play the game, and if they lock you out, then it is what it is. At least I'm on to play game 3. But yeah, I don't. Let me think about this matchup because I don't think Mono White's common enough that you need a bunch of sideboard cards for it. But what would those sideboard cards even be? That's the question. Maybe like a light up the night or something. No Kumano. I think this is Mogan. I feel like on the draw I need to high roll Kumano into 2-drop. I need a 1-drop at least. No, there's no way. Well, it's kind of a keep, right? Okay, all right. Talk to me. Oh, the 1 damage sweeper thing. Yeah. That's the card I'm not playing. Talk to me, Mono Red. Talk to me. Uh-oh. Oh, knockout blow. Cheater. I'm so close to getting out of range, dude. Okay, that. How do you beat that? How do you beat that? I guess. Raiju. Okay. They're cheating. What? 1 mana, gain 2, and kill your creature. Okay. Illegal card. What's how do? Oh yeah, I would have needed like yeah, I would have needed the 1 damage sweeper thing probably, or seismic wave. I don't really know how to. I don't know how you're supposed to win this on the draw, especially. I don't know, but this matchup seems so hard when they're ready for it. Brother Zen? No. Not Brother Zen. I think Devastator. Potentially. Ow. Yeah, they're missing land drops. That's one way you can potentially win the game, but it's not that reliable. Like, how do I deal massive damage? It's got to be Devastator. It's got to be some instant speed, like big, chunky boy. Just draw 5 lightning strikes. Yeah, I only have 4 though. That's a little bit of a problem now. No Foundry to pressure. Not much going on. I can't think of anything that would be useful. What about that? No, the new 4-drop, the indestructible one. I don't think that card's good though. Yeah, Sulfim is not good enough. But it's okay. We're on the draw. Like, I'm totally okay with losing this. It's just, that's just how Mono Red is. Yeah, I think Mono White, you'd want like 4 Devastators. I can agree with that.
I fight for the entire multiverse.
So I need it now.
Keep your eyes
That's
shut.
okay. We're on the draw. It is what it is. But yeah, I don't even know if you actually need to like play sideboard cards for Mono White, because you cannot. There's not enough room for everything that you could possibly want against everything. So you have to pick and choose. I think unfortunately we'll just have to take a kind of a bad matchup against Mono White if they're ready for it. The Saga that deals 2 to everything. Yeah. That's not bad. I kind of like that. That's a good idea. Could probably play that. That's a flyer too. Would feel pretty bad if they have Laurent though, but Obliterating Bolts. I haven't really seen any targets for it. I'm just gonna speed run this. Probably just run the main deck. Punisher. Punisher just because it's a menace creature. Kind of interesting, right? But I think speed matters more than anything. I gotta go for speed. Yeah, Dragon War I like more Devastator. But that's about it. I can't think of that much else against Mono White. They just have, if they have the 4 damage, if creature is attacking or blocking card, then we're kind of screwed, yeah. Good hand though. We are on the play. Ooh, lockdown. Oh my god, if they have, oh, this matchup is horrendous. This matchup is terrible. Lockdown is so good too. They imagine they have like 2 or 3 of the 4 damage thing, and then they have like 2 lockdown. Oh my goodness. That's like GG, especially on the draw. Okay, they didn't have it. They didn't have it. Vindicator? What's Vindicator? Ooh, Sunset is pretty good, huh? Oh, Vindicator? They won't have Vindicator. Vindicator sucks in best of 3. I think I actually don't cast this in case they play Steel Seraph. Or anything that I need to kill. Okay. That's okay. Just kill that on my turn. Good damage. I get the repeat next turn, and I also have a Foundry finally. Okay. That puts me in a fantastic spot. Going into adversary. Okay, they finally have something. There's no reason not to cast it, right? More mana efficient. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. The difference between play draw is disgusting. Eh? Okay, that's decent. It's a free 2-for-1. Potentially if I don't top deck. And I did top deck. Okay, cool. Just target that. Can't block my Foundry this way. It's probably better. Lose out on a little bit of damage, maybe. You have it? Yep. Okay. Oh, Fateful Absence. Okay, that's fine. Alright, they are at 1. 1. Okay. Phoenix chick. Alright. We got it. Oh no, they could have it. They could have the 1. Okay, I just attack with this then. I don't know. Can't gain life if I don't give you a red creature, right? Alright, cool. Working. Being on the play is pretty good, I agree. Just win your coin flips. Skill difference. If you enjoy my content and would like to see me keep making it, consider joining my Patreon, where you will gain access to a bunch of bonus videos, other types of content, and of course, depending on the tier, other services as well. Thank you so much to all the lovely patrons that have already subscribed. I appreciate you all very much. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.